Hi all, Professor Allen here. I'm going to show you how you can take your basic line drawn artwork and break it up, turn it into different colors and things like that, just so you can beef up your repeat print or your engineer print or any type of artwork that you're going to use for graphic textiles and things of that nature. So anyhow, I'm going to copy this piece of my artwork and I'm going to paste it in this artboard. And the goal is to to turn this into something like this. It's pretty much filled, broken up, filled. The filling is changed to a different color and all of that good stuff. So first thing that I want to do is crop out the section that I want, and I want to try this leaf. And the reason I'm trying this is because it's completely closed. There's no open areas in the artwork that I can see straight up. Yeah, so just about everything is closed. It's easier to work with. And I'm going to move it over to the gray so that you can see that the back is open. So it's really a line drawing. That's really what it is, but we'll modify it. So the first thing that we need to do, we're going to go to Object, Rasterize, and we'll click Transparent. We'll click OK. So now I'm going to slide it over. So you can see it's still transparent in the background, but we need to do a little bit more work to it. So we're going to go to Image Trace, and then we'll click Default. Once we click Default, we'll click OK. And now we have a smoother version, or a vectorized, smoother version of the artwork that we just rasterized. However, it has a white background. So now we need to break it up by expanding it. So we're going to click on Expand. And once we expand it, all of the paths and all of the anchor points, they're now active and ready to be modified. However, we want to get rid of the background. You can see that it has a white background. I'm going to click on the magic wand, double click in the white background, hit delete. I'm going to click on the selection tool, move it over to the page, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I do. So my job is to try to click on the outline of the artwork and separate it. So I've double clicked, and you can see it's in isolation mode. So because I double clicked on the edge of the outline, it's in isolation mode. I'm going to click and drag it over. That didn't work, so I might have to zoom in. I'm going to hit Command Z. I'll zoom in and find another spot. It's kind of trial and error, but it works. So you click on selection, you double click to get in the isolation mode, and then you try your best to select it and drag it over. So bear with me if it takes a little minute. It could be stubborn when it's in this mode, but you're trying to get the outline so you can break it apart. There we go. So I had to select the path. Now what I saw was, when I hovered, I saw the word path. And when I saw that word path, I was able to double click on it and click and pull it over. So now it's broken up. We're going to come out of our isolation mode. So you can double click on the left arrow, or you can double click in any section in the background. So I'm just going to go to the left arrow. 1, 2, 3. So there were more objects that was in isolation mode. So I had to click on it a third time. So you can see that they're connected. It blows your mind because you think you can just click ungroup. However, that doesn't work. They're still connected. So the next best thing to do is to find other options. And I believe the option is in when you right click on your mouse. So when you right click on your mouse, let me see, you're going to look for anything that allows you to release. So I see here that it says release compound path. So I'm going to click on that, click the background, and yes, it releases it. So this is good because it's one solid image. However, this one is broken up. You can see that there were more objects or more pieces to this one object. Now the thing is, I can actually do some creative things. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4 that I can easily identify, and then you have these little specks here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy, paste, and pull that over. I want to keep that. I'll do the same thing here. I can use that for something else. The same thing there. The end of the stem, I want to get this. So I'm going to copy, paste, and I'll move that over. And so far, I think that's enough. My computer's running a little slow right now, so bear with me. Okay. So, uh-oh. It wants to go a little haywire. So let me zoom back in. I'm going to try to keep it short so it doesn't freeze up. So now you can see I was able to break up my leaf and then copy and paste a few of the other pieces that I like. So what I'll do is select all of the ones that are broken up here and group them together. So now that's one, because with that I can use this and turn it into something else. So I can change, you can see now that I can actually change these colors from black to maybe this cobalt purplish blue. I can choose that. And actually it went into gray mode. So I'm going to come out of gray mode. Just go to window, color, click on the hamburger and switch back to CMYK if that happens to you. And I think I want to try to change up this blue again. Okay, so that blue is nice. I have that blue. This I can change to a different color if I'd like. So I'll just double click anywhere in the fill or click here. Choose another color. It goes back there. So let me go back to CMYK. So let's say you wanted to add a shadow to your shapes. I had a student that asked about that. So you just select your object, go to Effect, Stylize, click Drop Shadow. You can keep it at black or you can change the color of your shadows. But I'm going to cancel it and keep it at black. Click OK. And now I have the shadow on the leaf. So, I don't want my computer to freeze up on me. With that, I'm going to cut it off. But right here, this is how you can add different effects. And I pretty much did that here. So you can add different effects. You can fill these with different patterns. If I go to my swatches, I'm going to go to Window, scroll down to swatches. You can, remember you can create your own unique swatch, or you can go into the pattern section and choose different swatches. Let me see what I can get. Those are the dots. So I'm going to fill in. That's actually cute. So I'm going to go a little darker. That way you can see it better. And I'll lay that on top of my leaf. So just imagine that. You can do so many different things. The possibilities are endless. You just have to play around and figure out what you like to do and how you can put this together. So that your fabric is not so bland. It's good. You can have a white background, but think about all of the layers, all of the colors, all of the shapes, all of the things that you can create by breaking it apart, adding different layers, adding gradients. It's so many different things that you can do. So I'm gonna leave it here, and you do what you want to do. You try to come up with your own creative ideas to take your print to the next level. So of course, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me. Thank you.